토트넘에서 손흥민과 관련해 엄청난 재계약 소식이 나왔습니다. 손흥민을 잡기 위해 구단에서 막대한 연봉을 제시해 장기 재계약을 준비하고 있다는 현지 보도입니다. 15일 영국 매체 팀토크는 손흥민은 토트넘에서 커리어를 마치기 원한다. 토트넘은 막대한 연봉 인상이 포함된 제안을 준비 중이다라고 보도했습니다. 유럽 축구의 정통한 파브리시오 로마노 기자도 SNS에 토트넘 재계약 소식을 올리며 토트넘과 재계약을 체결하며 손흥민은 꿈을 실현할 수 있을 것이라고 했습니다. 팀토크는 토트넘이 연장 옵션을 발동하는 대신 핵심 선수이자 주장 대우를 확실히 해주기 위해 손흥민과 새로운 계약을 체결하려 한다고 전했는데요. 주급 인상에 파격적인 금액이 예상된다고 전해 영국 현지를 긴장하게 했습니다. 프리미어리그에서 매일매일 새 역사를 써나가는 손흥민에게 현지의 관심이 집중되고 있는데요. 뉴캐슬과의 경기에서 4대1 대승을 거둔 토트넘은 16일 노팅엄과의 경기를 앞두고 있습니다. 최근 5경기 무승고리를 끊어낸 토트넘은 승점 30고지를 밟으며 5위 자리를 지켰고 영국 현지 축구 팬들은 또다시 시작된 토트넘의 변화에 모두가 주목하고 있습니다. 캡틴 손흥민은 오랜만에 왼쪽 윙어로 출전해 전반에만 한 골 2도움을 기록하며 놀라운 경기력을 증명해 보였는데요. 토트넘 캡틴 출신 축구 레전드 칼럼니스트 제이미 레드냅은 토트넘의 승리를 본 뒤 영국 스카이 스포츠와의 인터뷰에서 이번 경기를 분석해 큰 화제가 됐는데요. 제이미 레드냅은 팀의 부상만한이었어도 리그 1위가 되었을 것이라 확신했습니다. 그리고 그 중심엔 손흥민이 있었다고 평가합니다.
Well, Ange Postecoglou's saying maybe it's been a bit hard on his players because he said after the West Ham game, you can praise me as much as you like for how we played, but I want to win. And you look at their position in the league now, they're 3 points off the top 4. And as we keep saying, 5th might well be Champions League spot at the end of this season. There is a steeliness behind this kind of jovial and easygoing exterior that Ange Postecoglou has.
Today will be huge for confidence. I mean, we talk about players, you're lacking confidence. If you're not winning football matches, you can easily be taken away. But today, they were absolutely magnificent. And it comes from him, it starts. I listen to his interviews and you just love him. Even when they were going through the period, five games, 1 point, he never changed.
Yeah, 5 games, 1 point, as he said, was a really tough time. And they were getting lots of plaudits at times for the way that they were approaching the game, but not coming away with any of the rewards for it. But is there a reason that there's been patience and perhaps a degree of understanding as to why those results were coming?
Yeah, I think so. When you look at those games, I think they picked up 4 points from a possible 18. I think if they'd have had Van der Ven, Maddison, not had Romero suspended after that 20 minutes against Chelsea, I think they'd probably be top of the league at this stage of the season. I genuinely believe that. And he was alluding to that there. He was saying it's so hard when you lose your best players. If you look at the players they've had to play in different positions, it's been incredibly hard. They're starting to move past that period now. I think James Maddison will be back probably mid-Jan. They missed him. They need him. Van der Ven, who knows? But that was a really big, important performance. It's only 7 points off the top at the moment with that period of 4 out of a possible 18. He's done such a great job. I think he's made Spurs the last couple of years have probably been the most unwatchable team in the Premier League. And he's made them the most watchable. With the style that he's played, bringing in the 2 inverted fullbacks. And it shows you how quickly things can change if you get the right manager. It's an unbelievable change of morale, belief in this football club. And I know they've had this rotten run of late, but I've got so much belief in this guy, and I really hope they look after him, give him what he wants, because they've got someone very special in place. I know he wasn't their first choice, but what a job he's doing so far. He's turned this club around.
I want to ask you about the style of football, because there is a school of thought that it's quite a sort of naive, optimistic way to play football. When you have the attacking talent that Spurs have, you have the injuries in defence that they have, is there also an argument that says it's maybe the most practical way that they can play at the moment?
Well, I think you play to your strengths. I mean, you could have said naive when they went down to 9 men against Chelsea and it's 1-1 and they're playing such a high line with the personnel they've got. You could have thought that. But then I watched them against Wolves. They didn't play great against Wolves and got what they deserved. They lost the match 2-1. But after that, you look at Aston Villa, West Ham. Games that they should have won with the way they play. Inverted fullbacks, they're brilliant going forward. So why not go play to your strength? It's front 4 that they had today with Johnson, Son, Richarlison, Kulusevski was absolutely unplayable at times, causing a stretch, running in behind. Play to your strengths, and that's what Ange's doing. I think he's a breath of fresh air. It was a perfect time for him to come in. You know, there was so much negativity around the club. Harry Kane gets sold. The fans had been watching poor football for a few years with the two previous managers. But he's come in and just let the players
Never
go.
complained though, did he? What a tough fan. You lose, you know, one of the best centre forwards in world football. Never complained, got on with it. He's changed. He played Son up front, played Son wide. And still the football they're playing, it is a joy to watch. And saying they're going to lose games, of course they are, but I tell you what, they're going to go down fighting, they'll be throwing punches, and I think that's what Spurs fans want to see. They've had players and look like they are proper players all of a sudden. You know, there was been 6 or 7, and probably other managers would have come in, there'd be surplus requirements. He's worked with what he's got and with the constraints that he has. And you look at those fixtures and you think, OK, there's some tough games ahead, but enjoyable after that win, and that's going to breed the confidence.
Jamie, you said that maybe without the injuries, Spurs would have a good case for being top of the table at this stage. Does that mean that you think they would be genuine title challengers? What is it? No. What do you think from here realistically is an ambition for them this season? No,
not yet. And I think it might have been you that asked me when they were all fit, are they going to win the title? I don't think they're ready for that yet. But I think what they've got to do is establish themselves, get them back into the top 4 again. There's so many aspects of the game that I'm loving. The way that they play, it's quite unique. You know, we've seen managers before bring maybe a centre back into midfield, maybe one full-back comes in. The way that they play with both of them coming in, it gives the other team so many different problems, because a midfield play, you don't know who you're marking. There's so much fluidity about how they play. It's enjoyable, and it's almost revolutionary in a way, and I'm loving seeing it. And I think a lot of teams, grassroots managers now, young players, everyone's looking at that full-back role, and he's changing it completely. So that's what you want to see in a manager. Pep's done it throughout his career, and now you can see what Ange Postecoglou's doing. He makes sensible decisions. I think that's why football fans like him, because he doesn't insult football fans' intelligence. When you see him do an interview, he just talks football, he talks sense. You know, today, Kulusevski playing in the 10 makes sense. You know, you need someone that's going to maybe make up for that creativity that James Maddison normally brings you. Playing Son out there, one-on-one with Trippier, makes sense. You know, he just makes football decisions really well. Doesn't try to complicate it, doesn't say anything that people don't quite understand and baffle you with science. He just sounds like a real football man to me, and I think that's why we've all gone, OK. And it's not because of the attacking football, it's because he just makes a lot of sense to me.
손흥민에게 이번 시즌은 매우 특별해 보입니다. 모두가 극찬하는 포스테코글루 감독 특유의 공격 축구와 손흥민은 매우 잘 맞습니다. 포스테코글루 감독은 유독 손흥민에 대해 극찬을 아끼지 않습니다. 포스테코글루 감독은 손이는 환상적인 선수다. 모두가 아는 사실이다. 훌륭한 인간이기도 하다. 감독들은 팀의 리더를 찾는데 많은 시간을 쓴다. 매우 중요한 부분이기 때문이다. 내가 오랫동안 지켜본 소니를 캡틴으로 선정한 이유다라며 신뢰를 드러냈죠. 손흥민의 역할은 라커룸에서 끝나지 않았고 경기장에서 큰 존재감으로 터져나왔습니다. 메디슨 판더벤 페리시치 세세뇽 등 부상자가 끝없이 늘어나고 있는 와중에도 손흥민은 부상 없이 꾸준히 경기에 나서고 있습니다. 포스테코글루 감독이 그에게 전폭적인 신뢰를 보내는 주요 이유 중 하나입니다. 선수들이 부상 없이 좋은 경기력을 이어나가길 기대하며 오늘 준비한 소식 마치겠습니다. 여러분의 소중한 의견을 남겨주세요. 바쁘시더라도 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 지금까지 단골이시였습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.